Once upon a time, not so long ago, there was a young man named Leo. He had big dreams and a strong will to work hard, but the first step always feels like the biggest one. Leo found a job in a large, bustling building filled with many small businesses. He didn't know anyone and wasn't sure where to start.
On his very first day, a woman named Alara approached him. She offered to help and said, "You can work here for now, just until you get on your feet."
Leo was grateful and focused on his tasks. He would sometimes see Alara quietly working, an odd little smile on her face. So, Leo began to work, from the moment the sun came up until long after it went down. He saved every penny he could, hoping for a space of his own. He had no idea that some doors lead to paths filled with shadows, and that kindness can sometimes wear a clever disguise. But Leo simply focused on his work, determined to prove that her kindness was not wasted on him. Leo's hard work began to pay off. Just like a seed planted in good soil begins to sprout, more and more customers started coming to see him. He counted his savings and realized he had enough. With a proud heart, Leo rented his own space right there in the same building and hung his sign above the door. His new space was bright and open. Now even more customers came. They recognized his craft and seriousness. One day, a young woman named Clara came to his shop. She had a warm smile that made the whole room feel brighter. They started talking and soon were talking every day. Clara visited just to see Leo and share stories. Clara saw how busy Leo was and offered to help. She organized customers and made the business run smoothly. They were a perfect team. They laughed together, worked side by side, and soon they fell in love. It felt like the start of a new chapter. Not just a business, but a life they would build together. As Leo and Clara's happiness grew, a shadow began to stretch from down the hall. Alara watched them, and it made her feel cold and bitter. She had helped Leo when he had nothing. In her mind, his success belonged to her. One afternoon, she went to Leo's shop and started an argument over something very small. Leo tried to keep the peace. "Before she came, you were so focused. When they were alone, she planted seeds of doubt. She is distracting you from your work." She criticized Clara's work and made mean comments about the relationship, trying to poison the garden they had grown. Leo defended Clara, but the constant fighting wore him down. It was hard to feel happy when someone was always trying to tear that happiness apart. Her kindness began to twist into something ugly. She decided that if she couldn't have the gratitude, no one would. Her jealousy was like a fire that could not be put out. It was the first sign of the storm that was coming for them. Some wonderful news came to Leo and Clara. They were going to have a baby, their hearts filled with incredible joy. They started a special savings jar, and every extra coin they earned went straight into it. Their happiness made Alara angrier. Her jealousy grew into a terrible rage.
One evening, as Leo was closing up, Alara appeared with a bottle. "You look so tired, Leo," she said. "You deserve a little rest." She poured him a glass.
He thought one drink would help. The alcohol worked its dark magic. Alara kept bringing him more, always disguised as friendship. When he drank, he and Clara would argue. He would say things he didn't mean, and she would cry. The jar stopped filling. Alara's plan worked, breaking their hearts one sip at a time.
"I can't do this anymore, Leo." One night, after a terrible fight, Clara packed a bag and left. She had to think about the baby.
Leo was left alone. The joy and love were gone. The silence and the empty bottles were all that remained. He emptied the savings jar and spent all the money on more alcohol. His business fell apart. His hopes turned to dust. He was not just poor in money, he was poor in spirit. One day the door creaked open. Clara returned, holding their baby. But there was no joy in her return.
"He's here, but I have no money left. I don't even have money to buy him diapers."
As they stood broken and poor, a sound echoed down the hall. Alara laughing. Her wicked plan was complete. They had a child, held close amid ruin. Their beautiful life had been destroyed by a hidden hand. And so the witch watched, laughing at their tears, a warning that not every kindness wears a true face.